Yeah, we're doing this again. I don't know. Maybe I should just make a fucking music section to my channel. There's one thing I hate is fucking bullshit. Now we hate Drake because he's light skinned. I was rocking with Angry Man for a good hour and 12 minutes, and then we get to some dog shit. It's like, come on, bro. And we really, because he ain't the only one saying this shit. I see a bunch of other people online. Even apparently Lil Wayne said it, that they just hate Drake because he's light skinned and nothing else. We don't consider him black because he's half Jewish. Right? And a whole bunch of other shit. Now he's bringing this up. We also called Drake out for being an actor. And this is what he had to say about it.
Situation, right? One of the main things that Negroes kept saying to me is, Drake ain't a rapper, he's an actor. So he's just acting like he's a rapper.
I mean, yeah, he is. He been exposed with reference tracks. He been exposed of all his ghostwriters. Kendrick already called him out for biting other people's styles and shit. I mean, it's very evident in his pop songs. He's from Canada, but he's making Caribbean records, like shit like that. He's doing this shit. When I was growing up, because I'm a beat producer, DJ, you know, etc., I was brought up in hip hop. When you get on here and you fake like you're something else, or you're biting people's styles and shit, people don't rock with that shit, or at least the OGs never rocked with that shit. I don't know what the fuck had. This is why I don't listen. This is why I don't really listen to modern day artists nowadays. They're all fucking garbage to me. I'm just gonna be blunt. I wasn't even really checking for Kendrick like that until he started beefing with Drake. Cool, right? Then I went back and listened to some shit to get further context on the beef. But when it comes to this shit right here, I already didn't like Drake. I didn't like Drake when he first came out. I thought he was whack. But then I found out he wasn't even writing the shit he was writing. Then this dude talking about he the GOAT, he the greatest of all time. Niggas comparing him to Michael Jackson, who is a pop artist. So when folk get mad that people are saying that Drake is pop, it's crazy to me because he's literally having reference tracks. Like, you can look that shit up. Look up Mob Ties and you know how that shit was made. This dude's faking like he's a damn, you know, like he's a thug. I had this problem with Tupac too. Tupac ain't real like that. He ain't no thug either. Right? Because he brings this shit up. We gonna get to it. But Drake ain't no thug. He ain't no gangster. He ain't like that. He was on Degrassi as a little kid, brought up in an upper middle class neighborhood. Okay? He got, and even Wayne told him, be yourself, don't act tough. What did he do? He goes out and starts acting tough and shit, which is something that Kendrick brought up too. But we don't like Drake, and Not Like Us, the song, exists because of colorism. Black, dark-skinned people don't like light skin. Even though I can give a plethora of reasons why I don't like Drake, his music. But, all right.
He's not a real rapper because he was an actor first. Y'all heard them say that, right? Y'all heard them say that, right? Right or wrong? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all heard them say that, right? Okay. So, if you remember, there was an interview where some young lady, black young lady, interviewed Yasin Bey, otherwise known as Mos Def, who's a rapper, who's a conscious rapper that raps about blackness and all of that, right? Remember how he played off Drake as if Drake, you know, his music is good to listen to in Target and all of that other bullshit he was saying. Y'all remember that, right?
This is trash.
Press one if y'all remember that.
That music is dog shit. Only
Put a
reason
one
why
if
I
y'all
know it's
remember
dog
that.
shit is because his music is played everywhere. Shit is annoying as fuck. Hell, as a matter of fact, Not Like Us is getting annoying because it's on everything too. I'm just gonna be blunt about that. But when you on TikTok or you see reels and shit and just every fucking track is a damn Drake song. Come on, bro.
Well, I got a question for you. Who is this?
That's Most Def.
Who is that? Who is that, ladies and gentlemen? Can somebody tell me who that is? Somebody say it in the chat. Who is that right there? Who is this young man right here? Who is this? Who is this young man? That looks like a television sitcom. That looks like a television sitcom. Guess what? This television sitcom, You Take the Kids, is an American sitcom television series that aired on CBS from December the 15th of 1990 to January 12th of 1991.
Doesn't change the fact that Most Def's lyrics that he wrote are his lyrics. Unless I find out otherwise.
Starring Nell Carter, Roger E. Mosley, and Yasin Bey. Well, wait a minute. Is this the same Yasin Bey that's a rapper? Well, when did he start his rap career? Let's see. Oh, here's Most Def. It's the same photo, too. Also known as Most Def. Ooh, his birth name is Dante Terrell Smith. That's not very conscious. Also known as Most Def from 1994 to 2011. Now, wait a minute. If his rap career started in 94 and that TV show started in 1990, doesn't that mean he was an actor first? So was he acting when he was rapping Consciousness? Was he acting when he was rapping pro-black? Was he putting on a front the same way Drake was? Well, of course not. You're not going to say that about Most Def's black ass. Because he ain't light-skinned.
See that? You see that shit, right? Most Def don't have no ghostwriters. Most Def was actually seen as corny. I don't recall him trying to be thug. But Drake, different with Drake. Drake talked like he got shooters. I mean, he probably do now that he, paid off the fucking Hell's Angels. But besides that, Drake ain't from American culture when it comes to street life. He from Canada, grew up in a nice home, but he trying to act like he from Atlanta and shit. Come on, bro. Has nothing to do with the skin color.
his first solo album was called what? Black on Both Sides.
And that shit is a classic.
Is it possible that this is another Negro pandering to you Negroes? Pretending like everything is so horrible and we're so oppressed because they know that's a way to make money off of you, just like Kendrick's ass is doing right now. Some shit you wouldn't accept from these Negroes if they were light-skinned.
What about Nas? Nas talked about that type of lifestyle. Illmatic is one of the greatest. As a matter of fact, recently I think Illmatic got ranked the best album of all time.
Shout out to Yvette. Said, tell him. Appreciate you. I got a better question for you Negroes. To all of you that are grown. In other words, you not engaging in this silly black culture street bullshit. I got a question for you. Would you rather, for your child, those of you that have children, those of you that got children, would you rather for your child to grow up like Kendrick or like Drake? I'll wait.
I'll say Drake because I don't want the child on the streets. At the same time, Drake's dad wasn't in his life like that.
Look at Bishop J. Jermaine. He said neither. That's the typical black answer when you don't have the option you want. You ever notice that with black people? If the better option isn't the option they want, they'll say neither. Kind of like the thing with the Democrats and the Republicans. Because niggas don't like Donald Trump and they know Biden isn't a good option, instead of them saying, well, I'll pick the better option, which is Trump. No, what they'll say is, well, I just won't pick neither.
Well, you're right about that.
Let's say, for argument's sake, that Donald Trump is only 10% better than Joe Biden. Let's say we could measure it. Let's say that Donald Trump was only 10% better as a president than Joe Biden. Who are you supposed to vote for in that scenario?
Well, that's the logical answer. I never liked when he tried to correlate Kendrick with Joe Biden and Drake with Trump. The shit didn't sit well with me in one of his other fucking live streams. We're talking about a decrepit old man and somebody who actually gives a damn about America. And we're comparing it to Drake, who, I'll be honest, I think he's an industry plant. And if not, it's crazy that he went from Degrassi to being the understudy of fucking Lil Wayne and shit. Either way, he got in the business real easy. And then he gets in the business and then proceeds to rob other artists. And we're comparing him to fucking Trump. Makes no damn sense.
Who you supposed to vote for in that scenario? Well, to be fair, there's two answers to that. There's the Negro answer, and then there's everybody else. Everybody else is going to go with the logical answer, which is you pick the better person. The Negro answer is, I don't like either of them, so I'm not even going to participate. But it'll be the same Negroes after the election when some shit ain't going right. They front and center complaining about some shit. Guess what? If you don't vote, you don't get the right to complain about a damn thing. Go somewhere and sit your ass down.
I mean, he right.
Same way you set out the vote, sit out the complaints. Shout out to Aki Aki. He said, by that logic, then Tupac was an actor acting like a rapper after all he been acting since he was a kid.
And he was acting like he was thug when he wasn't. And all y'all fell for that shit. Like, I saw the documentary. I saw that dude back in his simping days. He ain't what y'all thought he was. He had y'all fooled too.
Facts. Shout out to Mario. He said Tupac was in theater before rap. Yeah, but Tupac ain't no light-skinned nigga. That's the part you keep leaving. That's the part y'all keep forgetting. Tupac ain't no light-skinned nigga.
Tupac ain't on my top 5.
And I'm going to keep pointing this type of shit out. Why am I going to keep pointing it out? Because I know niggas don't like me pointing it out. That's why.
This is a dumbass comparison. Actually, it's a dumbass conclusion. I mean, look, for the people that really are colorist and made this shit about black versus light skin, which makes no damn sense. Yeah, they're colorist. But from my own personal standpoint, just looking at all this shit, it ain't what people claim it is. The way it seems like Drake lost the battle and he saw that shit and he took this shit personal because they all made it. Because, of course, yeah, dark skinned dudes talking about they got Kendrick and made it about light skin versus dark skin, and he took it some type of way. Not like us and Drake getting smoked the way he got smoked. I believe Angry Man took that shit personal. I'm just being honest, because he said before he wasn't really fucking with Drake like that. Now he on his side and fighting for him real hard. What happened?
Shout out to Steve H. He said supporting the show.
And keep in mind, this is not a jab at Angry Man. I'm not here to talk shit about him. But I do not like outlandish conclusions like this. It may be true for some, but it ain't true for everybody, especially not the whole world. When we even got white folk analyzing how Drake lost. Crazy to me.
Oh yeah, and by the way, I got a question. I had a question for everybody in here. Who is credited as the first black president? Who is credited as the first black president? Somebody type it in the chat.
Excuse me. Yeah, watch this.
Said Obama? Nah, he's not black. He's not black. If Drake isn't black, that means Obama's not black.
Nobody said Drake. Oh my gosh. All right. Drake ain't black. but Adonis is black. Kendrick was talking about culture, not skin color. Hey,
It means J. Cole isn't black.
who said J. Cole wasn't black?
It means Barack Obama isn't black.
You already said that.
It means Bob Marley isn't black.
No one said Bob Marley wasn't black.
Should we keep going down the list? Do we keep going?
Yeah, all right. I'm trying to find that video.
Mellow Ball, he ain't black.
And mind you, when discussing fucking Obama, his birth certificate is still in question. People was wondering if he was even from America when discussing Obama. But let me pull something up. Saved. I got a bunch of funny ass shit on here. We got, oh, Drake.
Black and Jewish, don't be so foolish. I'm black and Jewish, it's a mitzvah. Please don't forget I'm black. Please don't forget I'm Jewish. I play ball like LeBron and I know what a W2 is.
What was that about? Did he write that too, or did his ghostwriters write that shit? This the shit Kendrick was talking about. He wasn't saying that he wasn't black because he's light skinned. It had nothing to do with skin color. Like, re-listen to the song. But hey, back to this.
No, it ain't a slippery slope. That is based on what Negroes say. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. That is based on what Negroes say, right? Am I right? Shout out to Jeep Red Boy. Am I right? Correct me if I'm wrong. That is based on what Negroes say. That means Tiger Woods ain't black. Let's see. Y'all said Pat Mahomes, Halle Berry. Yeah, you can just keep going down the list.
And they're just gonna keep naming random people who are light skinned that have been in black culture.
Keep going down the list. Dak Prescott, you just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep Malcolm X. You just keep going. Just keep going. It'll never end.
Look, I get it. Light skin hate is real, but so is dark skin hate. It's just hatred amongst black folk. They hate themselves. It's nothing new. They'll hate on their own people if you disagree with them. I disagreed. I lean more conservative, and all my democratic black folk came and jumped on my neck. I actually lost my black card in 2020. True story. Personal shit. They took that shit. Did you forget that you were black? Yeah, because they found out I was voting for Trump. Everybody left. Everybody. My friends list on Facebook went from 300 something to 100 something in like a week. Not even joking. All because I went online and said what I said, and I meant what I said. The black community got an issue, and I know they got an issue, but calling Drake out ain't one of them. Because you brought up J. Cole, you brought up all these other people. When Drake been on some clown shit that the rest haven't been on. Which is the point being made. But hey, it is what it is.
The angry man. That ain't right. Yeah, you know why it ain't right? It ain't right because every black person that is questionable, you don't want to claim them unless it gives you points on the scoreboard.
That's every race. I seen white people talk about other white folk, call them trailer park trash and everything, and say that they don't claim them. It doesn't fucking matter. All right. But that comes from questionable actions. Questionable actions. Excuse me. He's talking about skin color. Or at least he was at first.
Right? So when Barack Obama, who didn't know his father, didn't know his black father,
Yep.
he was raised by his white mother and his white grandfather,
The first gay president, Barack Obama.
who was culturally raised white. You niggas is running around here, my president is black, my Lambo's blue.
I mean, they still riding Obama because they still voting Democrat.
Right? Shout out to Mario. He said Nas considered light skin.
Yeah. And he got the greatest hip hop album of all time. They just put out the news, like I think it was a couple days ago. And I'll take Nas over Drake any fucking day. And I said this in the old video. Some of my favorite rappers are light skinned rappers. I just don't like Drake. But then I say that and it's all light skin hate. You just hate him because he light skinned. You know what Lil Wayne said. It's like when black people are fucking up and doing some bullshit, and then they pull the race card. Oh, you just hate us because we black. Talking about the 2020 summer riots. Oh, it's because y'all just hate us because we black. No, y'all destroying fuck tons of property and all other types of bullshit wilding at the fucking White House. It was crazy. We don't talk about that. We only talk about, January 6th. Yeah. Same shit. It's the same shit with Drake. Call him out for his bullshit. It's because he's light skinned.
In fact, you want to know what's so funny about it? What's so funny about it is Barack Obama was never around his father. So that actually means that Drake is more black than Barack Obama. That's what's so funny about the shit. That's what's so hilarious about it. Oh yeah, by the way, Rick Ross just recently put in a phone call to get Bobby Shmurda kicked off of a show.
I had no idea about that. Who's really keeping up with Rick Ross like that?
Shout out to H every day. He said all entertainment focus on reality. I am focused on reality.
Well, yeah, you using the Kendrick beef to point out colorism in the black, community, which does exist. Not saying it doesn't, but I'm pointing out the fact that Drake is a completely different situation.
For the membership. So here's my question, which I would love for someone to explain to me. Why is it Rick Ross, a dark-skinned black man, why would he use his influence and power to prohibit another dark-skinned black man? I thought he was against the culture vultures. I thought he was against Drake because Drake's a foreigner and he wasn't brought up black. You don't get no blacker than Bobby Shmurda. So why would Rick Ross use his power and his influence to stop Bobby Shmurda from making some money?
I don't even know the full situation behind that. I can't give a reason. It could be crabs in the barrel mentality that's very prevalent in the black community. Or it might be another personal reason. I don't know. I know Rick Ross was calling Drake white boy too. But then again, Pusha T exposed those pictures of Drake when he was in blackface. And then I showed y'all that video of that little rap he had. He's black and Jewish. He played ball like LeBron, and he know what a W-2 is. What does that mean? Now, I'm not all pro blackity black, but at the same time, it's like, what is he implying here? Like, actions play a part too. It's not just, oh, it's because it's skin color. Like, Drake was fucking on Lil Wayne's girl while Wayne was in prison. Kendrick brought that up. Other dudes brought up him messing around with people's girls and shit. He brought up the pedo allegations. And we already know about Millie Bobby Brown and all that shit. Like, Drake's... I'm fucking repeating myself, man. Again, like always. But it's like we defending this dude and trying to make Drake out to be this light-skinned savior when he named off a bunch of other light-skinned people who I believe are more talented that could have had the spotlight. That ain't fucking biting people's styles and having ghostwriters and reference tracks and shit to get where they need to get to. Which is why we say he's a talented actor. I heard white people say that. He acts like he's the greatest hip-hop artist of all time, to the point where he believes it himself. I heard white people say that shit. That's when I first heard it, was from white folk. So maybe they're parroting black people. Don't know. But there's better artists out there. Like, lyrically better artists.
Huh? By the way, Big Sean just called out Kendrick. He ain't gonna respond.
Big Sean is dog shit. His music is bullshit. I don't remember the last time I listened to a Big Sean track, unless it was on the worst bars of all time list on YouTube. Like, come on, man.
He ain't gonna respond. Lil Wayne just called out Kendrick. He ain't gonna respond.
Wayne called out Kendrick. Are you serious? This is how you know Drake lost, because he need bodyguards now. That's simple. Let me move real quick. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm back. I don't recall Nas needing people to help him out in his beef with Jay-Z. But Wayne called out Kendrick, and Kendrick ain't gonna respond. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not here to pit Kendrick against Wayne. I don't know, like he would have to come out with the bars. Wayne got some trash bars too. In fact, Wayne ended up on a couple lists as well. And I don't remember Wayne making nothing like To Pimp a Butterfly. But that's beside me though.
And guess what? Hypocrite ass Negroes, they will run around here pretending like, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. He shouldn't have to respond to nobody except Drake. He shouldn't have to respond to nobody except the one guy that he claims isn't part of the culture. I told you that Rick Ross and Game shit was going to spin back around to bite y'all in the ass. He said that Drake wasn't part of the culture, so he was worthy of responding to. But the Game wasn't? Y'all said the Game was irrelevant. Is Lil Wayne irrelevant? Is Big Sean irrelevant?
Well, Big Sean's trash. Like I said. And Wayne, I don't know. I want to see what happens with that. I do. I really do. My question is, why would Wayne defend a guy who was fucking on his girl while he was in prison? And before y'all go, well, it was just a groupie. He still wrote bars about it. So he still felt some type of way. The guy you helped build up, smashing a chick that you had feelings for behind your back while you was gone. Like that don't sound right. And you defending this nigga?
So let me make sure I understand this correctly. Drake, who isn't part of the culture, who's a lame and who's soft and weak, needed a bunch of niggas to team up to defeat him. But you don't got to respond to Big Sean. You don't got to respond to Lil Wayne.
Need a team of niggas. They got this dude because they all collectively didn't like him. That was it. They didn't need none of that shit. Kendrick really did it by himself. None of the other guys did shit. I mean, I know Metro Boomin put out a fucking diss record, but that really wasn't nothing. And then to top it all off, Drake had his team too. His ghostwriters.
Because Lil Wayne did a show where he did the song Motto, and he said, they don't like us. They don't like us. And lifted up his chain with the OVO owl on it and was saying, they don't like us. And look, the fucking Shade Room is so disingenuous, and the rest of these half-ass Negro bloggers are so disingenuous, they're running around saying that Wayne was singing "They Not Like Us." It's how fucking disingenuous they is, because they do not want none of that smoke from Wayne going to Kendrick.
All right, let's see what's up with this, because I did pull up. Somebody said something about it, I think.
Cowards! Wayne would literally have to put out a diss song saying, "I don't like you, Kendrick," for anybody to even acknowledge that he's throwing shots at Kendrick.
That's just people being dumb. Then to top shit off, when coming back to this, Kendrick was going to diss J. Cole too. In fact, Drake and J. Cole were the first ones to throw shit, and that was egging Kendrick on to respond. It ain't like Kendrick just popped in and just started picking on Drake. That's another thing. It is what it is, though. And J. Cole bowed out before anything really popped off. Still goes back to what I said the first time. Drake lost. Excuse me. He lost. And now we need Lil Wayne to come in and fucking fight his battle for him. But Kendrick's the coward. I give up, man. I'm done.